Good afternoon. I'm McEnerny-Ogle, Mayor for the City of Vancouver, and today is Thursday, April 9th. Thank you to Alex Rabininin, our American Sign Language interpreter, and Abel Costantino, our off-screen hearing interpreter, for joining us today. The weather is certainly beautiful outside, 72 degrees right now in Vancouver, and while the sunshine is great for our spirits, it's also causing many of our community members to forget how important it is that they maintain that physical distancing. Keeping space between you and others is still one of the best tools we have to avoid being exposed to the virus and to slowing its spread. So please, 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 very limited close contact this week and this weekend with individuals outside of your household, both indoor and outdoor spaces. We're very concerned that this bright, sunny spring weather, more and more people will be drawn together because of the sunshine and the holidays this weekend. And since people can spread the virus before they even know that they have it, it's very important to stay away from others even if you don't have any symptoms. This virus is spread mainly among people who are too close in contact within that 6-foot buffer. Slowing the spread and protecting yourself, your family, and your friends depends on you to keep the space between you and others when you're outside of your home. So, please stay at least 6 feet away from other people when you're outside. If you need to go shopping for food or medicine, please stay at least 6 feet away from people and limit your time outside. Wear a face covering that covers your nose and mouth when you have to go out. Please do not go to any gatherings, public or private spaces. And if you need to, please stay 6 feet apart. You've heard that, but 6 feet is a long distance. Please also don't plan any in-person play dates with your children. I know it's very difficult for everyone, and we miss getting together and visiting with families and friends. You can still go for walks, but please stay that 6 feet from others in your household and wear a face covering when you're out in your neighborhood. Vancouver police officers are continuing their proactive patrols and will attempt to educate people who are not complying with the physical distancing guidelines as outlined by the governor's orders. It's important that the community members also do not call 911 for non-emergencies. If there is a safety issue related to the governor's stay-at-home order, you can call 311. That's the non-emergency number. But please do not call 311 just to report incidents of physical distancing. The same dispatch center handles both the 311 and the 911 calls and can quickly get overloaded with calls of a non-safety issue. Let's talk about the economy a little bit and our small businesses. Earlier this week, the governor announced a new small business emergency grant program that provided up to $10,000 to businesses with up to 10 employees. Locally, the grant is being facilitated by the Columbia River Economic Development Council, CREDC. The first round of applications closed yesterday, one day, and are currently being evaluated. We've been advised that if there continues to be grant funding available after the first round, then a new application period will be announced. We will keep you up to date. It should be around 3 weeks. Small businesses, nonprofits, and self-employed individuals may be eligible for a forgivable loan from the Small Business Administration. That's at the federal level. The best place to start to find out about this is also through CREDC. It's called the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, and the phone number for the local Vancouver Small Business Administration office is at the end of this video. Again, CREDC website can help. The federal government also had the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Advance. This loan advance will not have to be repaid, and again, we will include a link to the resource on the video. And again, CREDC has the information. The City of Vancouver has temporarily suspended business license fees for the month of April. This includes the business license fee and the per employee fee surcharge. For any business that paid for a business license application in April before the fee suspension went into effect, they'll be issued a refund of any city fee charges. And for any business that holds an existing license with an April 30th expiration date and already renewed, they will issue a refund of all of those fees. And this is for general businesses, nonprofits, home occupation businesses, and non-resident businesses above the $12,000 gross income threshold. Yesterday, the city issued an emergency order adding and clarifying the COVID-19 safety measures, the requirements for landlords when they enter into a residential property within the city. This means that all landlords or their agents who enter the interior of a residential property are required to wear personal protective equipment, including a non-medical grade face mask that covers the nose and mouth, gloves, and shoe coverings, and adhere to social distancing, physical distancing requirements recommended by public health agencies. This emergency order and all orders from the city can be found on the city's website. The governor's temporary moratorium on residential evictions for non-payment of rent goes through April 17th. And what this means is that if you're unable to pay rent, a landlord cannot serve a notice of unlawful detainer for default payment of rent. But it doesn't mean that you are released from paying rent. You still have an obligation to pay your rent, and you will still owe rent after the moratorium ends. I'm going to say that again. It does not mean that you are released from paying the rent. There is no waiver of the rent. You have an obligation to pay your rent, and you will still owe rent after the moratorium ends. If you're unable to pay rent during this time, you must contact your landlord and try to work out a reasonable payment plan if possible. If you are behind on rent or need legal advice, you can contact the Clark County Volunteer Lawyer Program or an organization called CLEAR, C-L-E-A-R. We'll post contact information at the end of the video. Vancouver Farmers Market has developed a revised operations plan with the goal of reopening a scaled-down version of the market sometime this spring. In addition to scaled-down operations, elements of the plan include implementing sanitation and physical distancing measures to keep visitors, vendors, and staff safe. Signs will be posted throughout the market, and staff will be monitoring vendors and visitors on physical distancing. Hand washing stations will be available. There will be limited entry and exit points. Staff and vendors will wear face coverings. and no dogs will be allowed at the market. The revised operation plan can be found on the Farmers Market website and will be reviewed at the April 20th City Council meeting. The city's safe parking zone has been open for 1 week, and the program is currently successfully providing space for 30 vehicles and 51 individuals, allowing them to follow the governor's order to stay home, stay healthy while living in their vehicles. We're grateful to Centennial Real Estate and Vancouver Mall for making this program possible. Space is still available, and registration is open on site Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon at Van Mall. City staff are coordinating offers to provide food and other essential items to participants. In fact, just today, the Clark County Food Bank began weekly deliveries of shelf-stable food boxes to participants in the safe parking zone. Food donations must come from food banks or commercial food providers. Residents who would like to help can donate personal hygiene items instead, such as soap, deodorant, toothpaste, and hand sanitizers. Please do not go to the safe parking zone. Instead, use this email address: safeparking@cityofvancouver.us. A staff member will contact you to make donation arrangements. If you need food assistance during this time, the Clark County Food Bank's website, clarkcountyfoodbank.org, has an extensive list of food pantries in our community where you can get access to food. They keep this list updated in real time with pantry locations and hours. Today it was announced that Clark County Community Services have secured 116 beds in the Vancouver area to isolate people who are unhoused and have confirmed cases of COVID-19 or who have been exposed to someone who has the virus. Council for the Homeless has established a referral process which hospitals and community organizations can use to provide access to people who qualify for the service. Wintler Community Park is closed through May 4th. No park restroom or beach access will be permitted. The Columbia River Renaissance Trail will remain open, but trail users must remain on the improved pathway and practice physical distancing of at least 6 feet at all times. The boat launch at Marine Park is still open, but again, no beach access is allowed at that location either. Public restrooms remain open at 6 parks throughout the city. Burt Bridge Creek Trail at Divine Road, Esther Short Community Park, Leroy Hagan Memorial Park, Marine Community Park Boat Launch, Marshall Community Park, Vancouver Waterfront Park. Restroom facilities are open from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, with the exception of the Portland Loos at Vancouver Waterfront Park, which are open 24 hours a day. Please continue to take care of yourself, your families, your friends, your neighbors, And if you must go outside of your home, please wear a face covering and stay at least 6 feet away from others. Remember, don't let up yet. We're not out of the woods. Take good care. We'll see you tomorrow.